Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's really an honor being with you today presenting an experience of more than 10 years of cross-linking. I am Karim Gaballah, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Ophthalmology, Helwan University, Cairo, Egypt. Our journey started in 2006 with the AACO machine, which is the first machine used in ophthalmology able to do corneal collagen cross-linking with intensity of 3 milliwatt per centimeter square and treatment time of 30 minutes per eye. After that, we tried many corneal cross-linking machines, starting from the machines with low intensity of 3 milliwatt per centimeter square, like the Vega from CSO. And then we shifted to the moderate intensity machines like the Vario from Pishka, which is able to produce intensity of up to 18 milliwatt per centimeter square and decreasing the treatment time to 5 minutes. Then we started using the Phoenix and Platinum 330 machines from Pishka, which are high intensity machines able to produce an intensity of 30 milliwatt per centimeter square and with a treatment time of only 3 minutes if using the continuous mode. These two pictures of corneal OCT show the difference of effect of corneal cross-linking using the low intensity machine, like in the upper picture, and the uniform effect of high intensity corneal cross-linking machines in the second picture. This video is for one of the very early cases in early 2007 using the AACO machine. At that time, we used to remove the epithelium using the microsponge after applying binoxynate to facilitate the epithelial removal, followed by application of riboflavin for 30 minutes and then measurement of the corneal thickness using the pachymetry guided by the pentacam, and then application of the ultraviolet rays for 30 minutes. Today, it became more popular to do combined treatment of cross-linking with femtosmile or combined treatment of cross-linking with PRK or even combined treatment of cross-linking with intracorneal rings, like in this video, as we remove the epithelium guided by the pentacam and then we apply the riboflavin and then we insert the intracorneal ring easily. In this study, cases were divided into two groups. Group A for all patients that underwent cross-linking using the AACO machine with a power of 3 milliwatt per centimeter square for 30 minutes of exposure. And this group contains 1,843 eyes. This group is divided into two subgroups. Group A1, which contains 1,820 eyes, for the patient who were operated by epi-off procedure, which means that we remove the epithelium at the beginning of the procedure. The second subgroup is the group A2, which contains only 23 eyes, and all patients in this group were operated without removal of the epithelium, which means epi-on. And in this group, we used a special type of riboflavin, which is TE riboflavin, instead of the normal riboflavin, which is riboflavin D in the group A1. The second group in this study is group B, which contains 4,277 eyes. All the patients in this group were done using the riboflavin M. Riboflavin M contains methylcellulose instead of the dextran. And this group is divided into three subgroups. The first one, which is B1, contains 2,737 eyes, and all these patients were done using the Vario machine, which means that the emission power was 18 milliwatt per centimeter square, and the exposure time was 7 minutes. Group B2, the emission power was 30 milliwatt per centimeter square for 30 minutes of exposure, which means it was a continuous irradiation. And group B3 contained the patients that were done with the same machine with emission power of 30 milliwatt per centimeter square, but with interval irradiation, which means the exposure time was 6 minutes instead of 3 minutes. The first group contains 2,737 eyes, the second group contains 812 eyes, and the third group contains 728 eyes.
1 year post-operative, the highest flattening of steep meridian for more than 1 diopter was in group A1 and group B1 for around 19% of the patients. The same groups showed flattening of steep meridian for more than 3 diopters in more than 9% of the patients. Also, hyperopic shift of spherical equivalence is noticed in more than 22% of these patients. The highest improvement of best spectacle corrected visual acuity for more than 3 lines was in the same groups for around 11% of the patients. 2 years post-operative, the highest percentage of flattening of steep meridian of more than 1 diopter is in group B1 and group A1 for more than 33%. The highest flattening of steep meridian of more than 5 diopters is in group A1 for 8.8% and group B1 for 8.7%. The highest improvement of best spectacle corrected visual acuity for more than 3 lines is seen in group A1 and group B1 in more than 19% of the patients.
3 years post-operative, you can notice that the highest percentage of flattening of steep meridian more than 7 diopters is in group B1, followed by group A1, and the highest improvement of best spectacle corrected visual acuity more than 3 lines is highest in group B1, followed by group A1. 5 year post-operative, there is a flattening of the steep meridian for more than 7 diopters in 6.7% in group A1 and 7.1% in group B1. And there is an improvement of best spectacle corrected visual acuity for more than 3 lines in 34% of the patients of group A1 and 36.9% of patients in group B1. And looking at group A1, 7 years post-operative and 10 years post-operative, there is increase of the percentage of the patients showing flattening of the steep meridian more than 7 diopters from 9.7 to 12.3, as well as increase of the percentage of the patients showing improvement of best spectacle corrected visual acuity more than 3 lines from 42% to 48%, which means that there is a continuous flattening and continuous improvement of the visual acuity all over the follow-up period.
These pictures show the pre-operative pentacam and the 3 and 5 and 10 years post-operative pentacams of the right eye of a patient who underwent corneal cross-linking more than 10 years ago. And you can notice that there is a continuous flattening of steep meridian over the follow-up period. These pictures show the pre-operative pentacam and 3 and 5 and 10 years post-operative pentacams of the left eye of the same patient. There is continuous flattening of the steep meridian over the follow-up period, together with improvement of best spectacle corrected visual acuity. This slide shows OPD picture of a patient who underwent corneal collagen cross-linking showing flattening of the steep meridian over the follow-up period, together with improvement of the higher order aberrations and transformation of the preoperative comma into a trefoil, leading to a better quality of vision.
This other patient, you can see that the wavefront error was 5.7 and it became 1.8 and it became a pentafoil, and you can see that there is a flattening for more than 14 diopters. This is another interesting case. Here you can notice that there is a flattening of 13 diopters in only 1 year.
So this is for the 10 years cross-linking. Wait for the new publications of 15 years of cross-linking follow-up, together with combined treatment of cross-linking and PRK and combined treatment of cross-linking and intracorneal rings. Thank you very much for having me today and for your attention.